Under this arched gum tree, still preserved as a valued link with history, the state of South Australia was proclaimed on December the 28th, 1836. In a little more than 100 years, South Australia, untouched through centuries of time, has been converted into a prosperous and contented state. As these brief glimpses will show, South Australia has a wide variety of scenic charms and a kindly climate rivaling the best in the world. Typical of the vision and foresight with which the state was planned was the work of its first Surveyor General, Colonel William Light. A famous soldier, he found his greatest battle in the fight for the acceptance of his plans for the ideal capital city. Light selected this perfect location, and today his Adelaide, capital of South Australia, extends in peaceful beauty between the mountains and the sea. Wide and handsome thoroughfares are a feature of Light's model plan of Adelaide. The Boer War Memorial is situated in King William Street, the main artery of the city. King William Street is intersected by Victoria Square, where amongst many monuments to early explorers stands the statue to John MacDougall Stewart, first to cross the continent from Adelaide to the Indian Ocean. The busy shopping centre of the city is Rundle Street. This is only 1 block distant from the park-like surroundings of Government House. The inspiring State War Memorial is on North Terrace. North Terrace is Adelaide's cultural centre, for here are the University, Conservatorium of Music, art galleries, libraries and museums. To this seat of learning come students from such great public schools as St. Peter's and Prince Alfred colleges. West, along North Terrace, is the Central Railway Station, from which railroads radiate to all parts of the continent. Its stately architecture is seen at its best from the sylvan surroundings of Torrens Lake. Only a few yards from the centre of the city, Torrens Lake abounds in many such tranquil scenes as these. It is surrounded by beautiful gardens in which stand many fine memorials, including that to the late Sir Ross Smith, who pioneered the air route from England to Australia. In the shadow of the spires of St. Peter's Cathedral is the Garden of Memory, tribute of the women of South Australia to those who fell in the Great War. Adelaide has indeed earned its title of the Garden City, and as would be expected, these botanical gardens offer many lovely scenes, particularly when the roses are in bloom. However, in Adelaide, flowers are not confined to the city's gardens. Almost without exception, every suburban home has its gardens and flowers, and here is a typical scene in the suburbs of Adelaide. But for gardens that equal the best in the world, we will travel to Mount Lofty, 2,000 feet above sea level, yet within 12 miles of Adelaide. As our streamlined locomotive draws us up the steep grades, we pass picturesque orchards. South Australia's genial climate is most favourable to fruit growing. No wonder it is possible to cultivate such lovely gardens as these. Surrounding stately homes at Mount Lofty, they present an amazing blending of natural and cultivated beauty. These lovely hills may also be reached by car in a few minutes' drive from the city. Here, in bracing mountain air, we may enjoy more of the great scenic variety which the Mount Lofty ranges have to offer. Peaceful hills and cultivated valleys are seen in contrast to rugged, age-old gorges with sparkling cascades, such as those at Waterfall Gully. The awe-inspiring Morialta gorge has its waterfalls too, and these pleasant scenes are strangely within a tram ride of Adelaide itself. Fringed by these mountains on its eastern side, Adelaide is favoured on its western border by golden beaches miles in extent, dotted with seaside resorts. Foremost of these is Glenelg, 6 miles from Adelaide, where the clear waters of St. Vincent's Gulf provide all kinds of aquatic sport. Then only 50 miles away to the south is historic Encounter Bay, on whose shores now stands beautiful Victor Harbour, with its delightful combination of landscape and seascape, and with holiday sports of all kinds. A great variety of sport can also be enjoyed at South Australia's holiday isle, Kangaroo Island. Here, amongst other diversions, one may study wild bird life in its natural environment. These fellows, the cormorants, are nature's fishermen. But there's ample sport for other fishermen, so let's try our luck. Ah, it certainly looks like fish for dinner tonight. And what better way could we find to end our dinner than with a glass of fine old Australian port? From these picturesque vineyards comes more than 80% of the wine and 96% of the brandy produced annually in Australia. Leaving the vineyards to their slow slumber under sunlight, we now enter the great wheat-growing belts. South Australian farmers have long been recognized for their progressive methods. One of them, John Ridley, in 1843, invented the reaping machine that was the forerunner of these great harvesters which now garner the annual crop of nearly 50 million bushels of wheat. Moving further out, we reach the pastoral areas. The great spaces of South Australia's outback are particularly suited to wool growing. 1/4 of the world's total supply of wool is contributed by Australia, and a large portion of this comes from the South Australian flocks which graze from the far north of the state to the banks of the Murray River. Australia's mighty waterway, the Murray, offers unique tourist opportunities with its ever-changing scenes. The Murray waters themselves have been made use of by vast irrigation schemes, and this has made possible the production of first-quality fruits. We move southward again and come to Mount Gambier with its picturesque blue lake. The mount is an extinct volcano within the craters of which 4 beautiful lakes have mysteriously formed. The beauties of these surroundings attracted the poet Adam Lindsay Gorton, who spent many years of his life in the district. As the peace and contentment so typical of this state's atmosphere close round us, we leave this land of golden sunshine and wide horizons, refreshed by our brief glimpses of South Australia.